Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I'm making another video on the Lost Zone control deck that was played by Pedro Torres at EUIC to a 4th place finish. A very interesting deck list he has. It's largely a regular Lost Zone deck. I talked about it in the previous video, so I'm just going to hit it really quickly. 4 Comfeys, 2 Sableye, 2 Cramorants, a Radiant Charizard as an attacker, Hawlucha to help fix the math, a Manaphy, again, cards you're used to seeing in Lost Zone decks, at least some of them, a Drapion V for dealing with Mew. But then it plays some control cards, or really stall cards, or what they are in specific. The Mawile is the big one here, tempting trap attack for 1 energy. Then your opponent's defending Pokemon can't retreat the following turn. So you get something stuck up there, and unless they have a switch card in hand, there are a number of decks playing very little switch cards. So take advantage of that with this. And then Pidgeot V makes your deck infinite if you get them into that stall game. Vanishing Wings, if it's on your bench, you can shuffle it back into your deck along with any cards attached to it. So make sure 1 card makes your deck infinite, very easy to execute. And Miltank, its Miracle Body, gives you another wall ability, and the route attack does have value in some situations. 2 fire, 4 psychic energy, just to pay for the attacks you need to utilize. Mostly standard trainers you'd see in a Lost Zone deck, so not going to go over that here. But 1 Echoing Horn, that helps with the stall aspect, right? It allows you to put a basic Pokemon for your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. So you can, if there's a card in the discard pile that is the one you want stuck in the active slot, you Echoing Horn onto the bench, boss it up, and then stall it there with the Mawile. So we'll jump into the rank ladder, see how the deck performs. I have been enjoying the deck, been pretty successful with this deck, I think. So, and then obviously, look, it's a good deck. Pedro Torres, obviously a top tier player. Not going to pretend that I'm at his level in game decision. At this point, I am relying too heavily on the stall aspect of the deck. I think I need to lean more heavily into the attacking aspect. But it is nice having a second way to win. If you fall behind in terms of the prize trade, I feel much more relaxed knowing that, okay, I can switch over to a stall tactic and still win. All right, so starting Comfey, obviously what I want to do. A couple Colress Experiment, nice cards to have in hand. 2 Klaras, good cards also, because they recover Pokemon and energy. All right, so up against another Lost Zone deck. Could even be the mirror match. I'll probably have to bench the Manaphy. All right, so yeah, I don't need another Colress Experiment, so I will get the Cramorant. I'm going to hold off on the Manaphy and just end turn. So I won't lose this next turn. I can't, that my opponent may be able to attack with the Cramorant. All right, so getting a Comfey down. So obviously want to be alert if my opponent happens to be playing the same list I am, right? They could be. Hopefully they can't knock out my Cramorant, and then I can get ahead in the prize trade. That would be the ideal thing here, because in a Lost Zone mirror, if I can get up in the prize trade, I can do quite well with it. So paying the retreat cost. So they're playing Lightning Energy, so it's not the same list I'm playing. So Lightning attack Pokemon. Okay. We'll see what that is. Obviously, with Mirage Gate, you can do a lot of different things with it. So they got rid of Colress Experiment. I assume they have one in hand, because that is obviously a tremendous... Oh, no, that was me that did that. Silly. So I got rid of 2 water energies. All right, so I need to get rid of 2 more cards. So because he's stuck in active, I'll have to do a double switch. So let's see. There. What happened? Oh, and a quick concede. I don't... All right. I was far from having that game locked up, but a win, I always... you take a win when you get it, for sure. So we'll jump in to another game. Now, when I was doing the starter decks, I was finding my the rank to be falling in around that 600 level. Hard to get much above it. Now that I've been playing the starter decks, and then even more the decks from the Battle Pass, the Miraidon EX and Gardevoir EX decks, that was going up. And as I've been taking a look at these top cut decks from EUIC continue to go up farther. Obviously, these are quality decks. I'm above now 1,000, which is where I ended last, quote, season, which is every month, I think, is its own season. All right, so start with a Comfey. One of the also things I'll say is I've been holding off crafting new cards, if you're following my channel, just to help understand. All right, so it is Lost Zone. Probably might be DTE. Mew. I mean, it's Mew. Sorry, I know it's not Lost Zone. So I'm gonna get those metal sound effects in my headset at some point, probably. Stall could be the way to win this game. Might not be. We will see what happens here. So they have 2 Genesects down. I did see the energy in their mulligan DTE. The more successful build right now is the one without Meloetta. And Meloetta, okay, it is a very nice attacker in the deck and such, but when you get away from Elisa's Sparkle, the deck is more consistent. It is a turbo-y deck. You're just attacking with 2 Pokemon for the duration of the game. You get 2 Pokemon knocked out and you lose. So, okay, so they wanted to dig with the Ultra Ball. And so they obviously grabbed a card that they're going to want with it. All right, so let me call this experiment first. All right. Those are really nice cards, actually, aren't they? Okay, I do want a switch card here, right? Okay, I have a Sableye, Cramorant. I'll get this collection of cards. I'm not fully certain about that. All right, let me make this. I don't really need Manaphy, do I? I do not need Manaphy, so I will get rid of it, just thin my hand. I mean, I'll get rid of the Hisuian Heavy Ball. So, no, I'll Cramorant first, I guess. I'll get rid of a Colress Experiment. I don't need it this turn. I can there. I can Beach Court. So I can attack with Cramorant this turn, possibly. I have to switch. Well, I can. Now let me. I want a Comfey. Miltank's not useful in this matchup. Comfey and a Cramorant down. I think, yeah, I want to get them both into play. Obviously, Miltank, they only play V Pokemon, which in theory it's immune to, but it has the attack that hits through effects. So therefore, I want Drapion V. I want to save the Drapion V for until next turn, though, for sure. So what do I do here? 4 cards. I think I want to retreat out of the active, hit them with the Cramorant. Oh, that was stupid, wasn't it? I was dumb. Yes, dumb. Okay, so end turn. I forgot that I had retreated with Beach Court. I was thinking, I didn't pay the retreat cost yet. That was my process. I was seeing Beach Court retreat for free as different from, mentally, it's in a different slot in my brain. Beach Court retreat for free is filed differently from pay, attach energy, and retreat for the energy cost, right? I file those down differently. Obviously, they're not different. Obviously, they are the same. So, I make that mistake, and I've made it before, and I gotta get better than that. So, they'll obviously attack with a Mew VMAX with energy on it. Okay, so they don't play a lot of energy, so if I can run them out of energy, that's good. Obviously, they'll want to Lost City away my Drapion V. I'm set up to attack with Drapion V this turn. That's 3 prizes. I can take 2 prizes off a Genesect V with a Charizard. Is probably what I want to do. So we'll see what happens. I might be able to win with a more straightforward take prizes strategy here, right? Rather than the stall strategy that I often fall back to with this deck. So I have free retreat. But I might as well. I should draw some, right? So I will grab Roxanne. I think because they'll probably knock out. They'll knock out my Drapion next turn, and that's okay. I will take 2 prizes. Obviously, they will want to. I wish I hadn't wasted that energy. I don't know that it's going to cost me at the end of the day. And it does allow me to Raihan, so it could have some upside to it. So I think I just attack this turn. That's it. So I put 60 on one of my Pokemon. I'll put it on Cramorant. Yeah. I don't know how much it matters. So 3 prizes, that's good too, since I get to get more cards in it. Klara, very nice. If my Drapion's knocked out without being lost zoned, I can Klara it back into play, and then so I could win that way, right? Hopefully, I don't see a Lost City. They haven't used their V-Star power either. They got heads, so searching for any card. If they play Lost City, they're going to grab that this turn for sure. If they don't, obviously, I will be super happy, but super surprised also. So I don't know what they play for switch cards. They've gotten rid of one cross switcher, so they can have 3 more. They need 2 to pull it off. So let's see what happens here. Obviously, don't get to see what they played from. So they're playing Path to the Peak. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not so bad because that means I can bump it, right? I mean, and well, I could bump the other stadium also, but that means I'm not losing my Drapion. I have a Klara. If I can access Beach Court, right? I play 3. If I access Beach Court, I can have game this turn. So what do I want to do here? I could attack with Cramorant, but I don't, I'd like to do better than that. So I have Klara. I'm going to retreat. Well, I'm going to Colress Experiment. Just see that as getting me closer to where I want to be. So I don't know if I might want Echoing Horn, Comfey. I don't think I want the Hawlucha in this game. So do I want to... I think I want to just hit into him with my Cramorant, right? I think that's my play. I do have the Charizard also, but I want to wait on him. I don't have the energy now, so I'm going to retreat, hit with Cramorant. I need to bump the stadium, right? Giving my opponent some options, right? I don't know how many Path to the Peak they play. Path to the Peak obviously is super effective against Drapion V, right? I played the one that Tablemon, his build. All right, so he could have he could have used the attack that shuffles it into the deck. Chose not to. So I need to hit my stadium. If I hit my stadium, I have game. All right, I will make this play a switch, which is fine. I can use another Comfey, buys me another turn here. I need Beach Court, which also gives me a free switch also, which I can use after I get Klara, but I don't have... what I need here. All right, so what am I going to do here? Down to 2 cards. Not loving it. So I want to... I've got to get that card, right? So I've got to get the stadium. So I'm going to... how many cards in the Lost Zone? All right, so let me... Oh, I don't have Sableye. I have a Sableye. All right, I will Raihan to Sableye. I will get my stadium. I hope it's here. There's my stadium. Okay, so that's really good. I'll wait on the stadium for next turn because I need that to make this whole thing work out. All right, so I am going to rope here. So I'm doing, right, I have the 10. What do I want to spread the damage onto? So I'll get him down to 90. 50, 180. I'll get him to, I need to get him to a 200. Yeah, that gets to 110 territory there. I want them to attack with one of their VMAXs. That's the goal, right? I have the pieces in hand. Judge obviously means this whole plan goes awry, and there's a good chance they're going to judge me, right? With Path in play and a Judge, and I can't make this happen. So, and maybe I should have Klara. The problem is I can't Klara, and I need to Klara, and I can't boss that turn, right? So I may be in a lot of trouble here. Even so, if they attack, if they leave active a 2 prize card, which they're going to do here, they did not. So that was a huge mistake on their part. I don't know why they did that. They left themselves open to my winning the game there. Even if they could have sent up the other Mew, even the V for 2 prizes, right? That was a huge mistake by my opponent. Klara, there. So I have Drapion attacking for free. That was a big blunder by my opponent. All right, unless I'm blundering here myself. But so there we go. So my opponent conceded. So my opponent they assumed I didn't have Klara, I guess. They assumed I didn't have the ability to get it into hand. So we'll jump in one more game here. So Lost Zone control can win without using the control aspect. It can win by just taking prizes against Mew with the Drapion. Obviously, is strong, but it can also do it against other decks as well, right? You can if you're in a Lost Zone mirror, it's about who gets set up for faster and stronger, right? Which can go either way. So you can win by taking prizes, but obviously, I want to go first. Sorry, I was checking something else out on my computer for a moment. I obviously don't want to leave my opponent hanging for long, though. So start with a Comfey, a good start for sure. That's what I want. Obviously, would love to have had. So see what I'm up against some other Lost Zone deck. Starting the Hawlucha certainly is not what they wanted. I will. This is bad, right? I could lose. It's next turn because I can't get another Pokemon into play. So I certainly don't play Beach Court. I just end turn, and I hope now, right? I play the 4 Battle VIP Pass. Honestly, I don't see those very often, even though I play 4 in the list. So they're getting set up with 2 Comfeys, nest balling for, I don't know. Obviously, Cramorant gives them game this turn, but they need to obviously get cards in the Lost Zone. The question is, the biggest question is, do they have a switch card, right? If they don't have a switch card, then they're just going to set up their bench and pass, which isn't a terrible spot for them, right? I have Pokégear, and I'll need to get something. All right, so looks like it's a mirror matchup here. So they should not have tipped their hand there, I would say, by benching the Pidgeot V. Because obviously, since I'm playing this deck, the same deck myself, or a very similar list, I'm aware of that is existing, but I still figure it's not what I'm up against. So they got rid of the Miltank, so it's probably up. So it probably is the exact mirror, is my guess. So they're gonna pay the retreat there. And honestly, I guess they figure they're not going to get the knockout, but obviously Cramorant would have given them the possibility. I'm not sure what they did there, right? So they used call. Are they at 4 now? I think they must be at 4, right? So if they had utilized the Nest Ball to get Cramorant into play, there's a good chance they would have won that turn. So, they would have been a switch away from winning. So, don't understand their play there. But such is life. That is bad. I'm probably going to lose this turn. It's bad news. So, all right. So, I need to hit something here. I'll give up the boss. Obviously, now I can get the Pidgeot V stuck in the active, right? That is the win. That might be the win condition there. Ooh, Charizard's nice too. I need to get something going here though. So I can't get Charizard unless I pull him as a prize card now. That's all right. Switch Cart, I think, is the play I want here. Rope. This is all right. I think I just pass here, right? I just pass. So very, very poor start. So my opponent, at least I won't get donked this turn. I shouldn't lose this turn, right? But I have not set up well. So assuming that the opponent's playing the same 60, which they very well may be, you obviously pay attention to my opponent's play, right? They may actually show off the deck better than I do, right? And that's okay. Mew 97, picked a good deck to play. Certainly respect that. Some of the decision making seemed a little suspect. Certainly, I would not have tipped off the fact that I was playing Pidgeot V. I wouldn't have tipped off the fact that I was playing the stall build. Okay, so they've gotten rid of a rope. So they've set up quicker. I assume they're going to start knocking me out, get up in prizes, and I probably can't come back. So I might need to stall out the Pidgeot V into the active. So let's see what happens here. They have a number of outs here too. So not great. I can Klara now to get that card back, but that doesn't get me very far, does it? Do I have any energy in the discard? I don't think I do I? No. So I guess I'll grab Sableye. This is just so terrible, right? At this point, I haven't given away, I don't think, the fact that I'm playing the control build. So maybe, do I switch here or something? I'm going to Beach Court, and I'm going to retreat, and then I'm going to pass. I could Klara twofold. It tips off when I'm playing, which is, I've still got to kind of surprise them with that to win. Obviously, I run the risk of getting my Comfey knocked out by Rope. If they attack into my Comfey, then they take out my whole engine. And then I would Klara for 2 cards, which is better also. It's not good, though, right? This game has started really badly for me. I'm not seeing a lot of ways to win with this deck. And I think my opponent has played. I think they've misplayed here, but it is what it is, right? We all misplay some anyway. All right, so I will get another Comfey into play. Yeah, I don't know. Not feeling great about life here. Not feeling good about this game, that is, right? Life is fine. So I can attack with Cramorant. Let's see what I draw, though. I'm really not loving the idea of Clarying. All right, Cramorant. I guess I take the knockout. I have to use my Switch Cart, but I need to get going here, right? Do I rather hit into something else? No, I think I want to take out the Cramorant, right? How disruptive to them is that? I will Switch Cart. I could have Rope. The question is, do I Switch Cart or Rope? That was my decision. That's what I was contemplating there. Obviously, Switch Cart, I'd take out the Cramorant. Rope, I hit into something else. Obviously, it does give them they could have sent up the Pidgeot. Not in the point in the game when I could stall them out. I certainly would like them to utilize their V-Star power first. So they're going to knock me out. They have the easy knockout on it. They're up to 8, so they're going to be setting up their Sableye pretty soon also, which is tough. The Manaphy obviously does no protection there, so I don't want to bench Manaphy. They benched Manaphy, but I don't think they probably should have done that. So they're setting up the Cramorant to take the knockout. Oh, what are they going to do? They're hitting into my Comfey. Okay. I mean, that's... All right, so if it's the same 60, it plays 2 boss, right? So now... All right, so these are important things. So if I know the exact 60, if I'm looking at the exact deck list in front of me, which I might be, then that's good to know, right? So take out the Cramorant. Again, I could have Clara'd. I think I gotta save resources though in this game. I think I do. So they're at 9. They're gonna go to 10 in the Lost Zone, so they can Sableye and take out my Cramorant and hit it to my. Take out my Cramorant and do some damage on the Sableye. I'm guessing. Right, they just need a Sableye and 1 energy, and they have that, so they're gonna really hurt me big time here. Is there a way? I have Switch. I have Klara. I'm going to have to Klara this turn, I think. I'm going to have Roxanne, too. It's all very awkward, I got to say. So I have 5. So what do I do here? I'm going to play my Heavy Ball. Radiant Charizard's a very... All right, so 1 boss is prized. A couple some energies. Okay, so Charizard can attack if I had energy. I don't. I need to... Alright, I'm going to need to... Hey, this is not good, is it? It is not good. So, and there was no energy. So I want to... I don't think I want to allow them to retreat out, do I? So I think I'm going to Cramorant. Take out the Sableye. I think they can win with Sableye this next turn, right? A Sableye. No, they'd have to Hawlucha, I was thinking, but they can't Hawlucha, right? Because it's on the bench. Unless they played a second Hawlucha, I don't think that's likely, but we'll see. At this point, it's been the identical 60, from what I can tell. So, obviously, I can't think, even if I get a boss, I don't think I can win. I think they have a lot of switch cards in hand and in deck, and so what's that? A second, so 3 switch cards, 2 ropes. They probably have some more, right? They play 4 and 4, I assume. I just didn't set up well. They set up and then started taking out my pieces. Maybe I played it a little slow. At one point, I could have cleared it a little earlier and been a little more aggressive with my Comfeys. Maybe I needed to do that. They're going to win next turn, is really what it comes down to. All right, well, that's a +2. The fact that they're using up their okay, they got it out of the way. Radiant Charizard, of course, is a very good Pokemon. Also, all right, get Roxanne that turn. All right, good play there. See what they choose. And, you know, they have Sableye, so they have their choices of things. So they attach to the Manaphy just to thin out their hand. I can't really stall something up that can't attack, can I? I could. I mean, I do have the potential. I don't think there's any way I can get the cards I need this turn, though, right? I'd have to get the Manaphy into the active. So I guess I'll toss down my Charizard, I guess. Doesn't hurt. I'll just attack. No reason not to. They probably have game. I mean, they don't have game on board, right? But I have to imagine they have game in hand. It's super unlikely they don't. They have to retreat off the Comfey, so they just, one fire energy has them game. Nest Ball may get them something for game 2. All right. Not sure. I mean, that's not the play to win the game, certainly. Thinning the deck out a little bit. Klara gets them energy, and they have a fire energy there, so that should get them game. So that gives them game. So they got there. I mean, they I didn't get I don't think I got as strong a start as they did. Hit the microphone there. Apologies for that. So they have game. I did what I could. Not sure if I fully maximized my decisions that game. That's always one of those things to consider, thinking about how can I play stronger in the future. Anyway, obviously, I didn't win, but the deck won, right? I assume it was probably it was a 60-card mirror. I think I didn't see any cards that were different than what I was playing. So look, it is a good deck. I didn't win both games there, but honestly, I've been winning 75% of my games with this deck, I would say, from either taking prizes, which my opponent did in that last game, I did not, or through stalling out my opponent, as I did in the first game, or really the second game. I guess technically the first game, my